Hey, welcome to the vlog. I am so excited to kind of start over with the vlog and really turn this more into a cooking show, maybe? I don't know, that's like saying that term very loosely, but what I want to do is, and if you've listened to the podcast this past week or watched the vlog from last week, you'll know that I've really gotten clear on where I want to take the vlog and where I want to take Sage Root. And so this is the first week and I'm excited to get started, and I am actually really super excited because I have my new island and I have my new kitchen table, which I'm super excited about. My husband hand built this with reclaimed wood that actually came out of the old Union Station in St. Louis. Actually, if we're gonna be honest, it came out of Hooters in St. Louis. So the big cedar beams that they had in Hooters, he actually got to bring all those home. We planed them all down and made a really awesome 4-foot by 4-foot island for myself, and then a huge table. So I'm so excited to get started with this week's awesome recipes that are so easy, and I got all the stuff here locally and stayed within budget. All right, so the first thing we're gonna make is, they're so easy and you can use them for breakfast, they're called breakfast cookies, but so you can use them for breakfast, you can use them for a snack or whatever you want. But they're super easy, they take no time at all, 5-6 things, and you can actually put in whatever you want. So what I have is about 1.5 cups of just regular rolled oats here. Then to that, I'm adding 3/4 cup almond butter and some vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla, and about two tablespoons of honey. So I'm adding that in along with some chia seeds. And I'm gonna, if you follow me for a while on the vlog, you'll notice that I typically don't measure a whole lot. So I just put in, maybe like 3 tablespoons. Got that going on. About the rest. I always keep my chia seeds, when I open the bag. If I don't have a clip, I always just put them back into a Ziploc bag. That way they don't spill all over my pantry. So I'm gonna mix that up a little, and then from there, I'm gonna add in all of my extra ingredients. All right, once you have everything mixed up, it kind of looks like this, it all came together. And then you can add all of your fun stuff. That's the oven going off for stuff later. So I have a little bit of dried pineapple that I'm gonna put in there. And I got this, I didn't even get a pound. This stuff was a little bit more, I think it was like $11.99 a pound. I got like 1/4 of a pound maybe. So I'm adding a little bit of that, adding a little bit of dried cranberries. Again, kind of an unexpected thing. You can see my buddies here. If I'm in the kitchen, he's not far. The other thing I'm adding is chocolate chips. Because, you need a little chocolate. But these are great for whenever you get up in the morning, the kids are running late, nobody has time to sit down and actually have a meal or whatever. Just make up some of these. That way on the mornings that that you're, look, stuff's gonna happen, right? That at least one morning a week, especially with everybody going back to school, shit's gonna hit the fan. So if you can just have something like this ready to go, and then you don't even have to worry about breakfast. Hey, grab 3 cookies, and let's go. Grab 3 cookies and a banana and let's get out the door, right? Let's just get something in. So once all that's mixed up, all we're gonna do is I just take a little spoonful and make a little ball. And I've got a parchment paper lined baking sheet here. Make little balls, just like that. Put them on there, and then once you get this whole thing filled up, you'll smash them down just a little bit so they make more of a flat cookie, and then you put them in the refrigerator and you let them sit there, and they can sit there for a few days. Just smash them down a little bit like this, and yes, your hands will get a little messy, but smash them down and you're ready to go. It's that easy. And you have things ready to go. I had the oatmeal already in the pantry, which you can buy a big thing of oatmeal from the grocery store for a couple bucks. like I said, I got the dried fruit from the store, and I didn't get a whole lot. She didn't get a lot. I still have a ton here left. I buy big bags of chocolate chips from Costco, and that lasts us several months. And then I just had, I have almond butter that's sitting around, and I just mixed it up with chia seeds, and here we go. So that's simple, easy breakfast cookies. I'm gonna finish making these up, and then I'm gonna pop them in the fridge, and we'll have them for breakfast throughout the week. Okay, so now I moved on to a really easy snack. I love guacamole. I love good ripe avocados with some tomato. I make it super easy. So what I've got here is I mashed up about 1.5 avocados, and I've just chopped up a tomato and added it in there. So I'll mix that up, and I'll add just a little bit of salt, a pinch or two. Just a tad bit of pepper. And then I am a garlic fan, so I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. And then I just mix this up. And this is a good after school snack. This is a good, hey, we just need a quick appetizer while while you're whipping up dinner, you just need a quick appetizer for the kids. This is really easy. Get it with some chips. I love the brand Siete. I love their chips. So I would just eat this with some chips, but I'm also gonna use it in my lunch for the week, and I'm gonna show you how to do that next. The bonus of using, when you register for all these lovely Pyrex bowls like I did 12 years ago when I got married, is I just put a lid on this and put it in the fridge, and I have plenty for the week. Now here, obviously, is not plenty, I just made a small amount. But if you use, 1 or 2 avocado, toss in a tomato. I bought these tomatoes at the local produce stand, little farmer's market. Same with avocados and everything else. I spent a total of $16 at the farmer's market on Friday and got everything I need for the week. So next, I'm gonna whip all of this with some other things into a great lunch for you. All right, so moving on to lunch, and this is super easy to make on the weekends, or if you want to just wrap this up and have it ready to go for your week. What I would do is I would meal prep some of this. So I'd have my guacamole meal prepped. You could also use hummus for this. If you just wanted to buy store-bought hummus, you could do that as well. I would also prep my veggies. So I've got a squash here and a zucchini. Again, got it at the local produce stand, and I've got some tortillas. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the ends off, and it doesn't bother me to have the peel on, so I don't always peel my veggies. I also don't have the best knife skills, so don't make fun of me there either. But anyway, so I'm gonna cut these down to where they're super thin, and basically like little straws or little sticks, so they'll roll up really easily into your tortilla here. So I've got that, got some squash there, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of zucchini as well. Again, just cutting down the middle, and then this one's not as thick, so I'm just gonna cut some little strips of that as well. Some of these end pieces you may not be able to use all that well in your wrap. So what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of my guacamole, I'll put it on my tortilla, just like that. So you've got, again, in the guacamole, I'm cooking, so someone's nose is very close. Can you please go lay down? Go. So I'm gonna put that there. I'm also then gonna adjust, you can alternate squash and zucchini, you can do whatever. You can, I like fresh raw vegetables, I like the crunch. If you wanna saute these up a little, you could absolutely do that to where they're a little soft. That is totally up to you. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll this up and try to roll in the ends as best I can. So roll this up. I always like to let it sit there for a little bit, but then, cut it in half, and bam, you have a little tortilla for lunch. perfect. That's really good. That is really good. I wonder if I can get my husband to eat that for lunch. But anyway, super easy. Again, what I would do is I would have all of this cut up into sticks ahead of time and just throw it in the fridge for the week. And then when you get up and you're getting ready in the morning, you've got your guacamole made. Obviously the tortillas are ready to go. You're just whipping this up, cutting in half, putting it in your little lunch pail or a plastic bag or whatever. Bam, you're out the door. This can also be a really easy after school snack for the kids if you want, if you've got older like teenagers that are in high school or whatever and you just want something really quick and easy, bam, this is done. They can grab 2 or 3 things. All right, now I'm on to a really super easy dinner recipe, stuffed peppers. And what I do for these is I've got my little square pan and I've got my oven preheated to about 400 degrees. I'm just gonna cut off just a little bit of the bottom here. Maybe, there we go. Cut off just like a scooch of the bottom so it'll stand up flat, right? So I've got that, then cut off the top. And then you wanna obviously get all the seeds and everything out of the inside. And you can have, like I've got everything already cut up here and you can have things prepared. Like if you're a meal prepper like I am, you can have your, like let's say you're using taco meat for something else. You can just, make sure that you make up enough taco meat and then, have it just sitting in the fridge ready to go whenever you want to make the stuffed peppers. Sometimes that's the easiest, just again, to have things just easily ready to go, that you can just pop in and be ready. So again, got these peppers, I think I got these at Fresh Time because they were having a pepper sale, or they were like a little bit cheaper. So again, just cutting off that bottom a little bit to make it so it'll sit flat, because nothing's worse than a pepper that's flipped over. You can, and you can also add a ton of stuff that you want to this. I'm keeping it basic with just some fresh tomatoes as well as some jalapenos, again from the local little farmers, it's not a farmer's market, it's a produce stand. But, so I've got those peppers ready to go. So what I'm gonna add to it is, this is up to you. I've got my ground beef here. This is grass-fed beef. We actually buy a full cow every year from a local farmer. So we've got, plenty of beef. So this is just ground beef mixed up with, I added some salt, some pepper, some garlic, some cumin, some chili powder, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. I would say about a teaspoon of each of the spices, maybe a little bit more cumin, but definitely like a half a teaspoon of the cayenne. So I'm gonna take this and just put some in each of the bowls, or each of the peppers here. And then I like to, when my husband eats these, he likes to have a cheesy inside. I'm not big on cheese, so like I might make 1 or 2 for him with cheese, and 1 or 2 for me without cheese. And this is just regular shredded cheese. So what I'll do is he likes a cheesy inside, so I'll put a little bit of cheesy inside in there. And then I'll put a couple of my jalapenos in there. Again, you can mix this up with your meat if you want, or you can just do what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna put a couple of my tomatoes in there, smush them down a little bit. You can also add onions to this.